Alright, well, pretend that I snap my fingers because there's other customers, so I don't want to make too much noise. So, I'm feeling extremely bitter and fucking frustrated today because I've been in Japan for a little over, I think, 3 weeks now, and I've once again spent the entire fucking trip sick. And I can't believe it. I'm so fucking absolutely frustrated that I haven't even been able to have a few days without being sick. But, that's life. And so today's topic, since I'm feeling extremely fucking bitter about it, is I want to talk about, how we make assumptions about other people, okay? And are you someone that assumes the worst about someone, or are you someone that assumes the best about someone? So, of course, warning, this is definitely one of those, me just venting at a wall, talking to a wall, whatever kind of video. So I guess from any kind of assumption that you make about someone else comes from a sort of insecurity, right? Because why would you ever assume something about someone else unless you actually ever talk to them, right? But personally, I've always been one of those people, maybe because I grew up really unpopular, whatever, not a lot of self-confidence, whatever, I was always, beat up at the bus stop every day, unpopular. Girls always tell me how ugly I was, bad home life, blah, 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 blah. I've always been insecure in the way that personally, although that's not the same, I'm sure there's other people that have had, maybe similar bad lives, whatever, and they make other assumptions, but I've always assumed that, other people are cooler than me. You know what I mean? To be honest, I can't ever think of even meeting somebody in my entire life offhand and being like, wow, I thought you were going to be a terrible person and you were cool, right? Which, personally for me, oh my God, I can't tell you how many times that, I've gotten in my life like, oh man, I thought you were going to be a bad person, but, you were actually a good person, whatever, blah, 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 right? But for me, I've never... I'm a bitter person, obviously. I can be, negative. I'm sort of a pessimistic optimist, almost like masochistic in my optimism, despite so many bad things happening to me constantly. I guess, I keep going despite never actually seeing anything get better. Right, so that's why I say pessimistic optimist, the optimistic pessimist. I don't know what the fuck, right? But the point is, I've never been someone that I look at someone and I'm like, wow, that person's probably bad. I've always been the person that even now, I'm like, oh man, maybe I'm not cool enough to talk to that person. Maybe that person is gonna hate me. Maybe that person is cooler than me. Blah, 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 blah. But, I've just felt like constantly in my life, dude, because again, here I am, I've been in Japan another few weeks, spent basically the entire fucking trip sick again. I'm so can't even have a few days without getting sick. If you saw my Instagram, man, dude, I was freaking searching all over for a bathroom to get sick in again, and I ended up finding this, I guess I found a new bathroom, right? In this parking lot finally. So there's a hidden bathroom in a parking lot that now I know to go to if I get sick around this area. Watch that Instagram story. And I'm just like, man, I constantly got to hear about what a terrible person I am all the time. You know what I mean? Despite man, what are these other people doing? Look, this is the exact same reason that I talked about. I started regretting, I was with that homeless guy in the bathroom. I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing with my fucking life, dude? This is making me miserable just to hear about what a terrible person I am. And, even in Japan, I've said this Japan trip has been fucking America 2.0, basically. Basically, every time if I can even find a girl that I think is good looking, it's like, oh, you're probably a playboy. Or they haven't, like I said, the one girl even said chick magnet, which was like, wow. Chick magnet, that's pretty good English, right? So she's like, I won't talk to a guy like you. I can tell you're a chick magnet, you fuck everybody. And I was just like, chick magnet. I'm like, that's pretty fucking good English, and fuck me. And I'm just like, man, dude, I just let me eat a little bit and I'll be back. Can I? So I don't know where I left off, but I think it's time that the girl said something like a chick magnet or something. And it's just like, man, dude, can I get some like fucking positive vibes? Would it like kill someone to like assume something like good about me, not assume something the worst? It's like a fucking miracle. It feels like when there's like actually good vibes put on me. I don't know. I'm just feeling so fucking frustrated and like, oh my god. Every time I try to do something, can I not be sick? Of course, like I said, Japan, I'm expecting, I have all this fucking fatigue. My body's fucking killing me. Forcing myself to do stuff, the chronic migraines, cluster headaches, all that kind of stuff. But it's like, man, now this trip, the one thing that normally doesn't bother me, my stomach, sick in and out of the bathroom the entire time. Ridiculous. And it's like you got people like people are very fucking confused about what it's like to be fucking sick, dude. It's like, what do you think I'm doing here, dude? The entire time, at any Japan trip, have you ever seen me going out and partying or all of that kind of stuff? Of course not. Motherfucker's jealous that, oh my god, he's in another country, he goes for a walk for a few hours. Oh my god, I'm so jealous. It's like, dude, being sick is a fucking full-time overtime job every fucking hour of the day, dude. There's not a single minute that I am not sick, bro. And then I gotta constantly try to be friendly, constantly fucking listen to what a terrible person I must be. And it's like, oh my god, like, this is why the fucking world sucks, dude, because people just assume the worst about everybody. And that's why I say it's weird. It's like, I grew up and I was very, very unpopular. And so like, oh, he must be very, very unpopular because, whatever, he's not cool or blah, blah, blah. And then I had such a fucking drastic switch to becoming sort of popular. And I said the difference between being like popular in the way that I'm popular and, being like super hated when I was a kid is now some people are nice to me. Oh, maybe a girl wants to fuck you sometimes. But that's just not me, right? You still have crazy people that are like really mean to you for no reason. People just assume terrible things about you. And I've said this before, and eventually at a certain point, once the person starts to like you, it's like, oh, like even that girl I was saying recently, she messaged me again now. And she's like, oh, sorry, I actually just broke up with my boyfriend, basically, and, now, I don't really trust guys now. I think that you might be like this, and it's like, oh my god. And it's like, dude, I'm not even going to have the energy, like, even if I try to bring this back, it's like, dude, I just don't fucking respect people that always think the worst about people. It's like, this is like killed my boner. It's like, now I'm not gonna fucking respect you as a human being. It's just like, oh my god, like, can I get like positive vibes, bro? You think even about fucking video games, Jesus Christ. Oh my god, crazy shit in video games. Oh, you must cheat, not real. It's like, dude. Oh my god. I don't know. I'm like I said, I'm feeling extremely fucking bitter. I've been fucking sick. Fucking, I don't even know what time it is now. I think it's like 4. I basically spent the entire time basically just in bed trying to work myself to get up again. It's just like, I don't know, man. It's crazy. Like, this is like, imagine that there's some people that are actually legit jealous of this. Wow, you must have an amazing life being sick. Oh god, I wish I was sick like you. Why? I don't even know, dude. Oh man, my throat is fucked too. Anyway, I don't know. I guess the point is, do you assume the worst about someone? Or do you actually assume the best about people? Assuming anything about anyone, I think from a certain perspective, is some kind of insecurity, Obviously, I'm an insecure person in my own way. But my insecurity is never on the other person. My insecurity is on myself. You know, I'm like, maybe I'm not cool enough for this person. Maybe I'm not cool enough, blah, 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 blah. You know? But most people, I find, their insecurities, they take it out on other people. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I guess I'm just thinking about that. I'm just a weird dude. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. You know, like I made that video. I just think, you know, that friend conversation, acquaintances now. We know where they're like, you know, you're useless to us now. The only thing you can do is play video games. You're good at games, and you can get girls. Who cares? You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck, bro? Like I said, I've never made a friend with anybody with the intention of using them because I thought they could give me something. It's like, wow, I guess you're old. You're fat now. You let yourself go. Everything you've done, you failed, so you're just going to blame me for your life. Other dude, wow, your kid's retarded. That's my fucking fault. All you did was play video games and study, and now you regret that your life is over. You know, your midlife crisis. I'm like, you know, I'm just weird. I've never thought of anyone ever just trying to use them. You know? Never thought of people as objects. You know? And, of course, a deeper part of that is, of course, you have to be able to objectify someone a little bit. That's not necessarily always bad. We all can objectify someone to a certain degree, but as an actual object, you know what I mean? Just making friends with someone, I've never felt that way. You know, I guess I'm just weird like that. You know, people, I just think about, you know, say the video game community. Oh, why would you do all this YouTube stuff if you don't make any money then? It's like just to prove I was the best, that I am the best. You know, it wasn't about the money. Of course, I would like to make, sure. Please, I would like to make some money from it, but, you know, oh, you post those videos for drama to make money. Well, we show those videos get flagged most of the time. They don't make anything. You know? Yeah, it's like, wow, it's like, so you did, it's just weird for people. You did something that, even if it didn't benefit you in some monetization way, you just did it for that. I'm like, yeah. You did it for no gain. You know, it's like, yeah. You know, just like the health stuff. Oh, man, you know, you've done all this health stuff, or the fitness stuff, or whatever you want to call it, you know, been able to push yourself to keep going, despite you don't actually get anything from it, you know what I mean? And you just actually get hate for it now. It's like, yeah. I guess that's just weird. You don't actually want to have sex with every girl that you talk to. Yeah, I don't. Oh, that's weird. And then I just think about all the stuff going on in my life, you know. I haven't talked about this too much, but, you know, sometimes I've talked about... Shit, man. I got this fucking sore fucking throat. You know, I was hoping the soup would help this fucking throat problem. You know, I got all that family stuff going on, man. I've always had... I swear, almost everyone in my family has had some kind of fucking depression problem. You know, for so many years now, I haven't talked about this too much. People are constantly worried, you know, that one of my brothers is about to kill himself because he's going farther and farther down his fucking hole. And they already found the other brother hanging, you know. And then they saved him, but then he tried to run in front of a car naked, whatever the fuck that was. He was laying naked in a road. You know, dad killed himself, uncle killed himself. You know, all this fucking shit, like, family just fucking... And I said, that's one of the reasons I am like I am. I don't want to be like my fucking family. I would have probably nothing to do with my family whatsoever if I was not sick. And I was just like, man, what a fucking... It's almost like a fucking curse. You know, I got that fucking modeling job as a kid. You know, I found out I was good at video games, and I'm like, man, my whole life is going to turn around. I can finally get away from my family that only talks about killing themselves all the time. You know, my grandma was constantly, I can't wait to die and see Jesus again. It's so good to see Jesus, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, oh my God, please let me get away from, you know. And then, of course, I got sick. All my hair came out, basically. I was like, oh, wow, I had to worry about dying. You know, it's like, man, that's why I push myself so hard. I don't want to I don't want to be like other people, dude. You know, I've never even had the, you know, luxury of being able to be fucking depressed. Because if I was fucking depressed all the time, I wouldn't even be alive. There's no one to fucking save me, dude. Being depressed, you can't save yourself. You know what I mean? When you're actually sick, that's the last thing you need to do is be sick and depressed too, because you're not gonna last long like that. Trying to fucking teach yourself to walk again and all that kind of stuff. You know? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just thinking about all the negative vibes constantly in my life, bro. And it's like, dude, I'm trying, dude. And it's like, oh my god, I try to put on a good face, bro. I seriously can't believe I've had so many stomach issues this time in Japan. I've never had stomach issues in Japan, but that's just gonna be in my luck this trip. Like I said, that fucking Turkey trip, Jesus Christ, I was in and out of the hospital for fucking 2 months with whatever kind of fucking food poisoning I got there. And that was ridiculous. I don't know. I guess the point is, yeah, I'm just weird and different than other people. I don't know. There's just no point of anything anymore. Ugh.